Hello everyone, my name is Abdel,
My name is Abdullah.
and today we will be revisiting GTA 5 created by Rockstar. Our goal is to show you all how the characters in this game were created by developers using modern stereotypes. Hope you all enjoy the video. So here we're using the character Franklin. This is the neighborhood he calls home. Very, very stereotypical of what you would consider the hood.
So the game does a good job of actually explaining that this area is the hood of the map. They show that by a lot of gang violence, just drug deals everywhere in the open, a lot of gun violence, prostitution.
Lots of cop cars in the area.
Police are everywhere.
Right, yeah.
It's mainly African Americans that you'd find here. You rarely ever see any people other than African Americans in this neighborhood.
Right, so, I mean, you can even see it from Franklin's home, very reminiscent of what you'd understand to be a trap house, a nice Dodge Charger in the driveway.
Yeah. And a lot of, it's just like a poverty just everywhere.
Walking around the neighborhood, especially in Franklin's part, you notice like subtle details that really say a lot. I mean, just looking around, a lot of garbage just littered, graffiti on the walls.
Right. It's obviously an area where like the government, at least in this game, doesn't give much attention to.
Right. It's almost like a neglected part or side of society.
Right.
A very weak and exaggerated attempt at portraying the hood, basically.
Yeah, it's actually interesting you say that because this actually reminds me of something that I saw. This guy did a little paper for his graduate school where he just looked at African Americans and their depictions in multiple video games and in media in general. And one thing he pointed out from GTA 5 was that how these stereotypes are in these video games and they're just like pushing the image of black people in a negative manner. Especially in this area of the hood where he noticed that there's specific things that you can do, such as like gang tagging with like paint so you can mark your territory, like putting hydraulics in your car, stuff like that. And all the black characters in the hood appear to be hyper violent criminals basically. They're all living in this small little area in the big map. One other thing that you can obviously see is how the people that live in this area, the way they interact with each other is that
very hostile.
Everything is serious. No jokes are taken or given. If you bump into anyone or like just look at somebody the wrong way, they just immediately think that you want to pick a fight or something, and they immediately go to violence as their main way of combating that.
Alan Nazar from US News wrote an article about these cultural depictions and just how powerful they are. He was quoted saying, and I quote, "Playing a violent video game as a black character reinforces harmful stereotypes that blacks are violent."
Right.
And in this game, it's really prevalent.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So me being 18 or younger, playing this game, not understanding the truths behind these stereotypes.
So this is your only like source of information at this point.
Exactly. If my views to begin with are wrong, this only cements them.
Right.
And the details within the game don't have to be obnoxious or made clear.
Right,
they can be subconsciously caught in the back of my head and cause me to act upon it later on in my life.
Yeah, one thing that's important to know is that this game was made for a mature audience, and it like only allows mature audiences to purchase it. But one thing that is unfortunate is that law is not really strictly enforced. So you find a lot of people that are under the age limit that are playing this game, and they don't know what's right and what's wrong at that point. And they don't know what to pick up. Anything they see and pick up, they're gonna think that's reality because this is supposed to be like a reality type of game, and everything here is kind of realistic to where it's actually believable.
Day-to-day activities can be like completed, whether it be purchasing a home, furnishing a home, buying new cars.
So if all that seems real, everything else in the background is also going to seem real to them.
Correct. Each main character in the game has a special ability. Franklin, being African American, has the ability to enhance his driving skills. He can slow time down, maneuver through cars, maneuver through traffic, which is a really handy skill when you're driving away from the cops.
Right. Yeah, that's like a big stereotype how African Americans are naturally better at driving than other people of color. And clearly that's shown in this game. It's an idea that's being pushed by the creators of the game.
This isn't a subtle detail or something that you would have to discover on your own. It's part of the game. And
yeah, it's like an asset that you have to use.
Right, it's an ability that is used time and time again in each mission, and one that is hammered in to the minds of the people playing the game. Well, this actually reminds me of an article I was reading, and it pretty much talked about the game developers over at Rockstar. The Hauser brothers are actually the ones who oversaw the development of GTA 5. And interestingly, they come from an upper middle class white background. And they both attended a highly rated private school in London. Which is really interesting. Because it's almost safe to assume that they really have barely any experience or background within the communities that they're portraying.
Yeah, that's really interesting because, I mean, I would expect somebody who's actually from the United States at least, or who's ever like seen this type of culture or any of the cultures in the United States in general, to be able to give a correct depiction of how it actually is. The fact that they're from London really interests me in how they were chosen to oversee this game.
Well, it's not just black stereotypes in the game. Almost every single culture is exaggerated, including white culture.
Yeah, they didn't leave anybody out of this. So the other main character in this game is Michael, and he's actually a retired criminal that was affiliated with these gangs and the drug dealing, but he just made enough money to where he can separate himself and live in an area that's more for the rich people. Although Michael is no longer a criminal, he is dealing with his own problems in his household. The game really uses a lot of modern stereotypes about white people in his family. So, for example, his wife, she's constantly cheating with either her tennis coach or the yoga instructor, and you kind of see that in the game where he walks in and catches him multiple times.
Hey, man. Tracy. Yo. Amanda! Amanda! You better not be! Not in my house.
Fuck you, Michael. Go away!
I'm paying that turd $150 an hour to fuck my wife in my own bed?
Michael, go away!
No, I'm sorry, bro. She said you had an arrangement.
You and I are gonna have an arrangement. I'm gonna arrange your fucking funeral.
I'm really sorry, bro. I'll comp the session. I promise.
You are dead, man.
Fuck.
Dead! Come here! Ah!
His son is a loser who just like sits at home, plays video games, just drinks Coke, and has nothing going on in his life.
God damn it. The fuck you doing?
Nothing.
Really? Because I keep hearing hermaphrodite this, suck cock that.
Go away.
What?
You know, go watch your linear entertainment. Go watch porn. Just go away.
Shit. Fuck you!
What the fuck?
Disrespectful little asshole!
I can't believe you did that. That's my TV.
You don't talk to me like that.
I can't believe you. Mom was right about you. You don't know any better and you can't help it, but you're an asshole.
Yeah, well, why don't you do something then? Besides just stand there. Why don't you hit me?
Is that what you want, to be hit by your son?
Yeah. No. I just want you to do something. Besides, sit there, eating.
Yeah, great. Thanks for the fucking guidance, Dad. It means a lot.
Wait. I'm just trying to help you.
Yeah, well, nothing says I love you like smashing my fucking TV. Nothing at all.
I'm sorry. just wish we could do things together.
Yeah, what things?
I don't know. Go for walks, play ball.
You know I have bad glands.
Bike ride then.
Bike ride. You want to go on a fucking bike ride? Fine, fine, let's go on a fucking bike ride.
Fuck me.
And his daughter is caught on the yacht filming pornography, and that's one of the missions where you actually have to go and save her.
Hey, Mansion! Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Come on, sweetheart. Take you out of here.
Dad, you're embarrassing me. These are my friends.
Yeah, you're embarrassing her, dude.
They're shooting porno here.
They shoot porno all over town. Mom rented our house to them last summer.
That was
What?
your house?
Yeah.
Man, you got a killer pad, Mr.
Isn't it awesome?
Let's go.
Those walls could talk.
You think I do it?
Hey!
No.
Hey!
Shit,
Ain't cool,
Daddy.
man. What are you doing? Hey!
Fuck,
man. Come
I
on.
like him.
Problem.
You're such a jerk.
Come on.
Dad, you dumbass. These guys are serious.
Yeah, well, so am I. Go to the seat of my fucking boat. Oh, motherfuckers. Get on, now. I'm about to skin you alive.
As you can see, we've only highlighted 2 of the 3 main characters in this game, and only a few of the many stereotypes. The gameplay and the cutscenes that you watched only support our idea that the Rockstar game developers used modern stereotypes to create these main characters. Thank you for watching.